when she pulls out for Dixie on the Mason-Dixon line. Now when I left my old home, I wasn't satisfied. When I kissed Mama goodbye, she hung her head and cried. I hear the special coming, and I'll be on the ground when she pulls out for Dixie on the Mason-Dixon line. I know a girl in Dixie, she was my childhood pal. She said if I'd quit bumming, that she'd be my gal. I hear the special coming, and I'll be on the ground when she pulls out for Dixie on the Mason-Dixon line. I hear the special coming, and I'll be on the ground when she pulls out for Dixie on the Mason-Dixon line. Hey! Howdy, friends, howdy. Thank you very much. Thanks for the hand. It's nice to see you all tonight. Appreciate you coming by. Hope you enjoy the show. It's a pleasure to be back at the Brown County Jamboree. It's been a long time since we was here. In fact, about 9 years, I guess. Seems like 90 sometimes. Nice to have all of you, though. Have a lot of fun. We'll try our best to entertain you. If you do see or hear anything up here that you like, honey, put them together once in a while and let us know about it. We'll work a little harder for you. I'll introduce the boys as they come up to pick or do whatever they do. Let's see. A couple of pretty fair boys here. I'll say a couple. I should have said one, I guess. One I can't say too much about. I don't know much about him. But I know about all I want to know about him. He's a stranger, so we'll tell you about him a little bit later, though. Over here with a guitar on my right is a fellow from the state of North Carolina. If you've ever seen our shows here before, I'm sure you've seen him. He's been around, I guess, almost 16 years now with the Stanleys. And that's the reason he looks that way, girls. He can't help it. He was a nice-looking man at one time when we first picked him up.
They wouldn't believe it.
A lot of miles on that boy there. He's been around, as I said, about 16 years. And he's on about 90% of all the records that we've made. I guess that's the reason we never sold very many. So I'd like you all to welcome, if you would, from near Hickory, North Carolina, George Shuffler, right here with a guitar.
Oh, well, I know what it means to be lonesome. I know what it means to be blue. Well, I'd give all I own just to have you back home. I'm lonesome for you. Well, my baby left town this morning as the clock was striking 4, and the smiling face of my little darling I know I will never see no more. For I know what it means to be lonesome. I know what it means to be blue. Well, I'd give all I own just to have you back home. I'm lonesome for you. Here we go. Well, I've cried and I've cried since we parted. Lordy, nobody knows what I've been through. Well, I'd give all I own just to have you back home. I'm lonesome for you. For I know what it means to be lonesome. I know what it means to be blue. Well, I'd give all I own just to have you back home. I'm lonesome for you.
Thank you very much. And you know, I forgot to mention this to you folks. I'd rather you didn't applaud too much when George does anything up here on the show. Every time he gets a big hand, he wants a raise, and we're paying him all we can stand right now. So please hold it down, will you? Well, somebody's got to do it.
Oh, yeah! Talk good about me, Dad, and I'll get you a hot dog after the show. I'll divide my chocolate cake with you.
I might just do that. I might take you up on
I
that.
might just do that.
I do want to make this very clear, ladies and gentlemen. This boy here don't work for the Stanley brothers. He works for George Shuffler over there.
I really wouldn't talk too much about that.
They're trying to foul me.
George is responsible for this boy. He pays him and takes care of him and everything. He discovered this boy down in Bluefield, West Virginia about 2 years ago. And he brought him out and got him a haircut and he shaved.
Shave?
Got his rabies shots. Wormed him. So he takes care of him. I believe you said your name was Big Wilbur. Is that right? He's kin to a very famous man. Let's give him a hand here tonight.
Thank you very much. Why? Say, sure thank you for that build-up, Carter.
Glad to do it.
Oh, man, I really appreciate that.
You're working for a
I mean,
fine
appreciate it. Yes, sir, I sure am. I feel real good tonight, here in Beanblossom.
fellow. You're looking awful good.
Yeah, I know it. I don't know which I feel the best tonight. My britches pulled up or my underwear pulled down. Glad to be here.
It's kind of cool tonight, Wilbur. And George, you take good care of him, will you?
Better leave them both pulled up. It's cool, I'll tell you.
Air conditioned.
Right now, we'd like to introduce you to the stars of our show. They're a couple of fellows that have been in this business 20 years, picking this old-time mountain music, carrying it all over the world, entertaining good people just like you here in Beanblossom this evening. So I'll get together and give a good warm welcome to two of the finest country musicians on the road anywhere today, Carter and Ralph the Stanley brothers. Would you make them welcome?
They say love is blind, but I see through you. You're not fooling no one but yourself. I put my trust in you, but what did you do? You turned around and left me on the shelf. I sit here alone by the telephone, wondering where you are and just how long you'll be gone. They say love is blind, but I see through you. You're not fooling no one but yourself. They say love is blind, but I see through you. Now's the time to put you in your place. You've broken every vow. You've had your way, but now I think you realize you've lost the race. I'll take the house and lot, everything we've got. I'll see before I'm through. You don't wreck my life. They say love is blind, but I see through you. You're not fooling no one but yourself. Thanks a lot, friends. Thank you. We do appreciate the hand. You're mighty nice. That's a number called I See Through You. Wilbur calls that the X-ray song. We hope you enjoy it.
X-ray song.
Well, we'd like to go way, way back now and get an old-timer here that we did on the show this evening here, our first show. And I hope you'll enjoy it. It's one you might remember called Somebody Loves You, Darling. Somebody loves you, darling. Somebody loves you, I know. Somebody loves you, dearie. Why did you let them go? Now somebody Somebody came to see me. Someone came last night. Somebody asked me to marry. And of course I said, all right. Somebody loves you, darling. Somebody loves you, I know. Somebody loves you, dearie. Why did you let them go? Somebody's tall and handsome. Somebody's eyes are blue. Somebody's hair is curly. Someone's love is true. Somebody loves you, darling. Somebody loves you, I know. Somebody loves you, dearie. Why did you let them go? There's gonna be a wedding. It's gonna be this fall. So boys and girls, get ready. I'm gonna invite you all. Somebody loves you, darling. Somebody loves you, I know. Somebody loves you, dearie. Why did you let them go? Thank you. Well, I've got a bad cold tonight, as you've probably noticed already. I like froze to death. Last night, I'm a little hoarse. We stayed over in Dayton, Ohio last night at the Elam Motel over there. And I waked up about 2 o'clock this morning, and my shorts is trying to put my long handles on. I mean to tell you, brother, it was cold over that way. About 3:30, I waked up again, the sheets on the bed had already turned blue. And the walls, let me tell you this, now this is the truth. The walls in that motel was so thin that I heard a fella in the next room change his mind. I like froze to death. I'll never stay there again.
Hey, you talking about you like to froze to death that hotel?
Can't you tell I'm a horse?
Yeah, you're a horse. You was a little mule last night, though, I guess.
All right, watch out.
Hey, you know that room they put me in, Carter?
You had the best room in the house.
Yeah, I know I had the best room, but I didn't sleep a bit. Never slept a bit. I never slept a bit. Got so daggone mad, I'm telling you the truth.
Now listen, Wilbur.
Oh, I got mad. I never slept a bit.
You had a nice room, a nice warm room. I know it was. I was in there.
I know it was, but there's a new married couple. Fresh married. Checked in the room next to me.
Yeah?
And eat candy all night long. Kept me awake. I never slept a bit. That's all they done. Eat candy all night long. That's what they done, too.
Now, Wilbur.
What they done?
Hey,
I
no-
know what they done. Eat candy all night long.
Wilbur, there's nobody in this house believes that.
Well, I guess I know what they done. That's what they done. Eat candy all night long.
Now, let me tell you something, Wilbur. You know that the fresh married couple, as you
Fresh
call
married.
them, didn't eat candy all night long. You was in the other room, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was in the other room.
How do you know they eat candy all night long, then?
'Cause I heard that woman say,
Oh, Henry. Oh, Henry.
boy, it sure is good candy, though. I think they sell that back there in the back.
George, you better take that boy over there and do something with him.
I'm going to handle him pretty rough. I didn't think he would.
We can always get Spur to play the bass. And
He's done enough already against me. I didn't have anything else to do with him.
you told me George was the best fellow you ever worked for. Now, what's he done to you now?
Starting off with, he was a pretty good fella starting off with, but I can't say that now.
You mean he
He let
changed?
me down. He fouled me every way he could. Yes, you have,
Wilbur,
too.
Wilbur.
Yes, you have.
Now listen. Tell me, what has George done that he said he wouldn't do or that he shouldn't have done?
Well, he told me, he said, I'll see that you never want for nothing, you never go hungry or nothing.
That's
said,
right.
Wilbur, said, I'll stick with you through thick and thin.
That's what I've done.
Yes, sir, that's what you've done. The longer I stick around, the thinner I'm a getting.
We'll have to talk to George about that, I guess, Wilbur. Well, we're going to call Ralph up now with the banjo. Ralph, you've been picking the banjo how long? About
25.
About 25 years. That's quite a while.
Don't look that old up.
I'm going to tell you age here in a minute.
Look that old.
Man played the banjo half his life, and he knows 3 tunes already. You can hardly beat that.
I'll say.
Which one of them you want to play for the folks, Ralph?
I believe I'll get George to help me, and we'll team up on this one. I had a request to do it called the Wildwood Flower.
Thank you. Well, it's one of the old timers there, friends, called the Wildwood Flower. We hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, let's do that for a good buddy Silver Spurs over there. Spurs all covered up in these conventions. We'll see you down in Nashville this week, Brother Spur. You come down there to Loaded for Bear, will you? Here's a song that I guess was popular during World War II. Some of you folks might remember it. Some of you men folks, that is. Of course, none of the women are that old, but some of you men might remember this number. Johnny and Walter of the Bales Brothers from Charleston, West Virginia, recorded this song during World War II. I thought it was a good song then. I always have liked it. We recorded it, and it's out now on King Record. And it's called The Soldier's Grave.
Many
Thank you. Thank you very kindly, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Searching for a Soldier's Grave. We hope you enjoyed it. We used that song on all of our shows in Europe this past spring, in about 6 different countries, and I believe it went over better. The folks seemed to like it better than any song that we did. I might mention this, too, while we're speaking of the war songs and the like. I know most of you probably have some connections, either friends or relatives, that are stationed in or near Vietnam. I'd consider it a real favor if you'd write to them and tell them that the Stanley brothers are coming to South Vietnam in January. The latter part of January, we'll be in that country, in and around there, for 6 weeks. So if you do have friends or relatives that you think would enjoy our down home playing and singing, drop them a note and tell them we're coming. And I'd like to see them all while we're there. Now, moving along here with the show. George Shuffler's up next, I believe, and don't forget the hand now. Kind of hold it down, please, on this one. Can't stand another dollar, George. You just well forget about it. Come on up and tell us what you got.
Let's do the Rosewood Casket.
Oh, I'm right now, ain't I?
Oh, you're going to have to pay that rate.
Gonna have to go borrow some more money from you, looks like, Wilbur. Well, here's a number that someone requested a while ago. So we'll try to do it for them. I don't think they told me who it was, but anyway, they'll know it's for them. If I lose, my baby's got money all the time. If I lose, let me lose. I don't care how much I lose. If I lose $100 while I'm trying to win a dime, my baby's got money all the time. Well, I never thought I'd need you, but now I find I'm wrong. Come on back, sweet mama, back where you belong. I've gambled over town, I find that I can't win. Come on back and pick me up again. And if I lose, let me lose. I don't care how much I lose. If I lose $100 while I'm trying to win a dime, my baby's got money all the time. Of all the other gals I know, none can take your place. When I get into a jam, it just ain't in the race. So now that you're back there, we'll make another round. With you here by my side, babe, the deal just can't go down. But if I lose, let me lose. I don't care how much I lose. If I lose $100 while I'm Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, we want to do all of the requests that we've had here today, if we can. I know some of the folks had to leave, but we've had a good many from our crowd here tonight, and we'll try our best to get them on. Every one of them that we can. It's impossible to remember all the songs that we have, but we'll do as many of them as we can for you. If your number, however, happens to be left out and we don't do it, it's either because we can't remember the words or don't have enough time to do it in. So I hope you'll understand that in case we don't happen to get your particular number on. Right now we'll turn things over to George and his boy over here.
Hey, all right. How you doing, George? My dogs, George, they all been against you, but I like you, George. I'm going to get you a hot dog after the show.
I don't want none of your hot dogs. I just want to talk to you a little bit.
What do you want to talk to me about?
You had a lot of things lined
Yeah,
up
I
back there
did.
that you want to tell me about.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I've been mad all evening.
Well, I've been mad all day.
I'm
What's
going to ask
your
you a few
trouble?
questions.
Well, I'll answer them whether I know them or not.
That sounds good. Hey, George.
What?
Could you tell me the difference between a rooster, Uncle Sam, and an old maid?
What a mercy, what one start with? Difference between a rooster, Uncle Sam, and an old maid?
Yeah, ain't
No,
you?
I can't. What is it?
I thought you noticed.
I don't know it. I'd like to.
Well, a rooster says cocky-doodle-doo.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam says Yankee-doodle-doo.
An old maid?
And an old maid says just any old doodle-doo.
Better watch it. There might be an old maid sitting out there.
Hey, George.
Hey.
I want to tell you something. I like to got killed over here in town this evening. Nashville, Indiana, I like to got killed.
How in the world?
I drove all night long last night and got in over here this morning before noon. I was so hungry I could eat a billy goat.
Yeah.
And I parked my car over and got out and started to cross the street. And about the time I started to cross the street, I looked and seen a man coming right down the street over there, right in that town, boy. It's 25-mile speed zone,
Yeah.
making about 75 miles an hour.
Oh, he must
Oh,
have been a wild
man, he's wilding a billy goat in a pepper patch.
Driving a car right down through there?
Yeah, driving a car right down through the main part of town, making 75 miles an hour.
Goodness.
Ain't that awful?
Bad, what happened?
I kind of stand on the corner. I was waiting to go on by, you know. He run on down there and stopped just dead on a doornail right where I was standing.
Yeah.
He rolled down that window, stuck his head out the window, looked me right between the eyeballs,
Yeah.
and you know what he said to me?
No, what did he say?
Said, "Won't you get out of the road, you fat skunk?" That's one time I wished I had been a skunk.
What would you have done?
I'd have salmonized that gentleman good right there.
He needed one, didn't he? Oh,
Yeah.
come.
And I come on up here to back there where they sell tickets at,
Yeah.
and I got so blame mad back there till I could milk a milk cow with a monkey wrench. Oh, I got mad. I ain't
You mean-
never been that mad
You
before.
mean back here at the door?
Yeah, where you get a ticket to get in and where you come in this place.
What made you mad back there?
Well, I was back there getting ready to come in too, you see. And there's a bunch of ladies there getting their tickets, you know.
Yeah.
Some man drove up in his car and jumped out and run in there. Come and saying the awfulest word I ever heard in my life. I ain't never heard no such word.
You mean that happened here at the city?
Yes, sir, that happened right here this evening.
What was he saying?
Oh, I can't say it up here. It's too bad.
Oh, it wasn't that
Yes,
bad.
it was that bad, too.
No, you go ahead and tell me. It'll be all right.
Oh, I ain't going to say it if it's too bad. Too bad.
You mean it's really that bad? Huh?
Yeah, it's really that bad.
Well, how about whispering it to me? I'd like to know what he's...
You think it'd be all right if I whisper to you?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Well, he reared his head back there a while ago, back there, come his hollering, said, Rotterdam, 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 damn, Rotterdam.
Is that all he's saying?
Well, ain't that enough?
Why,
That's a
no.
bad word, ain't it?
It's the name of a town over in Holland.
Name of a town in Holland.
Just like Beanblossom or Nashville,
I
or
didn't
any
know
town
that.
in
I didn't
Indiana,
know
or
that.
town in Kentucky, or Ohio, or anything.
Rotterdam's a clean word.
What's this name of a town? That man might have just got back from a trip to Rotterdam or was planning one over there or
Say it
something.
anywhere,
Why, absolutely.
Anytime.
Anytime.
anybody.
What, anybody you want to.
I'm sure glad you told me to say it to anybody.
Why is that?
I've been wanting to tell my girlfriend something for 2 years.
What you going to tell her?
You know what I'm going to tell her the next time I see her? I'm going to tell her she don't wash her feet, she's going to rot her damn socks off her feet.
You wouldn't dare.
Well, you know something? I know why we ain't got nobody in here tonight.
Well, we've got to play.
Crowd's kind of off, boy. It's kind of thin.
What? You think you know, huh?
Yeah, I know why they ain't here.
Why?
They all up yonder sitting parked on the side of the road playing checkers in their cars.
Now, wait a minute.
That's where they had if they're playing checkers.
Now, we played here this evening. You left out here and went to Nashville. And
Yeah, I
you
went to
didn't
Nashville.
You didn't get back here till after dark, and you was a-walking and didn't have no light. How do you know they was playing checkers in them cars? It was dark.
Because I walked down the road for a while ago, and you know what I heard a woman tell a man?
No.
Said, another move from you like that, buddy, and I'll crown you right here.
Maybe that's the way they play. You about ready to sing a song?
Yeah, I'm about ready to sing a song. First of all, you know... Okay, I'd like to tell you something about these Stanley brothers. They collect a lot of pets. They live down in Florida, the Sunshine State. Florida, down Jacksonville.
Oh, no, don't tell.
Oh, yes, I'm going to tell this now.
You just go ahead and sing.
I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it. You might as well hush. They live down in Florida. And they... What you say? Sure, I'm going to tell it anyhow. They live down in Florida and they got all kinds of pets. They got horses, they got chickens, they got cats, they got dogs, they got monkeys, they got baboons, they got all kinds of pets down there. We was riding along the other day down through the bluegrass state of Kentucky about a month and a half ago down near Lexington. Y'all know where that's at. That's where they raise all them fine race horses at. Real pretty warm, sunshiny day, about dinner time. We was driving along about 35, 40 miles an hour. All at once, a little feller took across the road in front of us. Boy, he was just a wobbling like that. Solid black with a white stripe all the way down his back. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some people call them skunks. Some people call them polecats. You don't have no trouble smelling them. Quit! I'm going to tell it!
Shut up and sing.
I want you to quit letting me alone. I'm going to tell this. Carter back here, one of the Stanley brothers, he said, stop the car. Said, I want that for a pet. He'd run across the road and run in a great old big holler log. Great big one. He got out of the car and walked across the road, crawled up in that holler log. A few minutes he come back and back out. Said, whew. Boy, said, I can't stand that.
Well, we'll go ahead and sing.
I'm not a singing. I'm going to tell it now, quick. I'm going to tell it. You might as well hush. Quick, yeah. Ralph, the banjo player, said, I'll show you how to catch that polecat, Carter. He got out of the car and walked across the road and crawled up that big holler log. A few minutes, he come back and back out, said, phew, boy, said, I can't stand that.
You want the guitar now?
No, I don't want the guitar. I'm going to tell it. Sitting right there, said, I'll show you how to catch that polecat. Said, I used to catch them things for a living. He lives down in North Carolina, where they skin them and hang their hides on a building. He got out of the car and walked across the road, crawled up that big holler log, plumb out of sight, just far as he could go. He was gone and gone and gone. A few minutes I looked and seen that polecat going out the other end of that log, waving his tail. Like that, hollering. So I can't stand that.
Here. What you gonna sing? I'm notion not to let you sing now after we run in your mouth.
You failed me enough today. I told him about to get even with you.
Pronounce your song.
I'll pronounce myself now. Y'all ready? I ain't ready yet. Well, what's everybody laughing about? What are you laughing about? Quick!
Wilbur, I'm laughing at what everybody else is, I reckon.
What's that? What's that? I ain't a-saying until I get this thing straightened out here.
I'm laughing at that rig you're wearing there.
I'll let you know this is no rig here. This is a new suit.
That is?
Yes, that is. I got that in New York. That's got broadcloth, burlap, cotton, hand-me-down. Boy, ain't that a nice thing? Ain't that pretty?
Well, I'll say one thing, it's different, Wilbur.
It's plumb different.
What kind of suit you call that?
That's a seersucker suit.
That is?
Yeah, that is. Feel that. Hey, like
How
that.
do you get seersucker out of a deal like that?
Well, the seer sold to me, not the sucker for buying it.
I wouldn't doubt that, Wilbur.
Well...
All evening back there wanted to sing and come here and choke to death.
What's wrong, Wilbur?
I swallowed a fly.
Swallowed a fly?
Yeah.
Well, would you like for us to get you a glass of water?
No, I don't want no water. I'll just let him walk down.
What are you going to sing?
I'm going to sing a good song. Good love song. The title of it is, If I Miss You on the Mattress, Oh, see you in the spring. Meet you in the springs. How about this one here? As I slide down the banisters of life, remember me as a splinter in your career. You don't like that neither? Well, I ain't got but one more. A love song. Boy, here's a good love song. All of you remember this one. If George Washington slept on all the beds they say he did, no wonder he was the father of our country. Well, I'm going to sing this, and I might mix up one or two up here like banana pudding. Well, she'll be coming around the mountain, charming Betsy. She'll be coming around the mountain, coldly, poor thing. If I never see her again, good gal, remember me. Well, the rich girl, she drives a big Cadillac. Poor girl, she does the same. My gal, she drives a T-model Ford, but she gets there just the same. She be coming down the mountain, charming Betsy. She be coming down the mountain, coldly, poor thing. If I never see her again, good gal, remember me. That's that Elvis Presley strut. Well, the rich girl, she lives in a big brick house. Poor girl, she does the same. My gal, she lives in the Nashville jailhouse. But it's a brick house just the same. She be coming around the mountain, charming Betsy. She be coming around the mountain, coldly, poor thing. If I never see her again, good gal, remember me. Well, the rich girl, she wears good smelling perfume. Poor girl, she does the same. Perfume. Yeah, perfume, that's right. Whew. My gal don't wear no perfume at all, but you can smell her just the same. She be coming down the mountain, charming Betsy. She be coming down the mountain, coldly, poor thing. If I never see her again, whew, good gal, remember, old lady.
All right, thank you. Much obliged, Wilbur. We'll have to have you do another number, looks like, after a while there. That's Charmin' Betsy. Friends, right now we always enjoy listening to this next fellow here. You know, a lot of folks that have listened to the Monroe brothers during the many, many years that they've been making records and playing and singing on the radio, so on. A lot of people had the idea there was only two Monroe brothers. Well, there was several. In fact, about 6, I guess, and all. But there's another one besides Charlie and Bill that played and sung. He started years ago, I guess, with Bill and Charlie in the state of Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. He sings bass, plays the fiddle, and then there was too much said about him. He always kind of liked to stay in the background, but I don't see why he did. He's one of the finest old-time fiddlers I know of anywhere today. I'm speaking about Birch Monroe. How about a nice hand for him, huh? Yeah!
Thank you, Ralph, and thank you, neighbors. Boys, they put on a fine show. I really enjoy their show. But I guess I can't get out of trying to play a couple of old fiddle tunes. I hope you enjoy them a little bit. The first one, let's do Down Yonder.
That's a good one.
The guitar player's got to run to take in this. Thank you, neighbors, thank you. Here's an old tune that one of the best fiddlers that I've ever heard played this tune. A little bit of the Lost Train Blues. Arthur Smith wrote this tune, and he could really play it. I'll do my best. Lost Train Blues. Thank you, neighbors, thank you. Now I'd like to help the boys try to do a couple of hymns. Carter, what can we do?
Well, I'm not sure, Birch. We're going to try one here that we just sort of run over back there a couple of times, or a time and a half, or something like that. And to be honest with you, we've never tried to sing it before, and I guess they can tell it when they hear it. We'll make a pass at it, though. We always enjoy singing with Birch. He sings a mighty good part on the bass. And we want to do it especially for Bertha Monroe that's here. That's Birch's sister, and I hope she'll enjoy it especially. Bertha, this is for you, child. And the name of it is Canaan's Land, Birch, is that right? Canaan's Land. I'm on my way, to Canaan's land, to Canaan's land. I'm on my way, to Canaan's land. I'm on my way, to Canaan's land. I'm on my way, praise God, I'm on my way. If sister don't go, won't hinder me,
sister don't go, if sister don't go, won't hinder me, won't hinder me. If sister don't go, if sister don't go, won't hinder me, won't hinder me. I'm on my way. Praise God, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. To Canaan's land. To Canaan's land. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. To Canaan. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. To Canaan. I'm on my way. Praise God, I'm on my way. If mother don't go, if mother don't go, won't hinder me, won't hinder me. If mother don't go, if mother don't go, won't hinder me, won't hinder me. If mother don't go, if mother don't go, won't hinder me, won't hinder me. I'm on my way. Praise God, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. To Canaan's land. To Canaan's land. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. To Canaan. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. To Canaan's land. I'm on my way. Praise God, I'm on my way.
Well, that's really all right there, Birch, on your part. That's a good song. We'll learn it, and the next time we're in Beanblossom, we'll do it a little better on our part. Here's another one that we thought we might do. I believe Bill has this out in the album. It's an old song, and I think a mighty pretty number. It's called A Beautiful Life.
Each day I live, golden days. I help and know, you are in me. My life on earth is but a span, and so I do the best I can. Life's evening sun, is sinking low, a few more days, I must go, to meet the deed, that I have done, for there will be no setting sun. While going down life's weary road, I try to live, traveling low, I try to turn the night today, make flowers bloom along the way. Life's evening sun, is sinking low, a few more days, I must go, to meet the deed, that I have done, for there will be no setting sun. The only life that will endure, is one is good, kind and true. So for God, I'll take my stand. Each day I live, helping hand. Life's evening sun, is sinking low, a few more days, I must go, to meet the deed, that I have done, for there will be no setting sun. Thank you, neighbors. Thank you. I believe now that the boys want to take about a 5 or 10 minute intermission so they can get their songbooks or pictures or something like that ready to let you have one if you want them. We'll take about a 5 or 10 minute intermission. Then the boys will be right back with more show, and they've got some of the finest hymns that you'd ever hear. If you want a cold drink or sandwich, they're in the back. Thank you.